Yes, Sujit
So who
ji,
will be the next?
please say something. Yes, Sujit ji, please say something.
Yes, Pankaj ji, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Rajiv ji. And I'm sorry I can't switch on my camera right now. So
No
it
issues.
will, yeah. So my name is Sujit Jha. I'm a qualified chartered accountant, and right now I'm working for Quadro. So basically, I work in US profile, international accounting. Yeah, that's
Perfect.
a short introduction of me.
And you mentioned which company?
It's Quattro, but recently I cracked a couple of interviews. One in Spartan
Mhm.
Fitness LLC, which is in Texas, USA,
Okay. Oh, oh, okay. I
and
live in Texas. Okay. Good.
another one
Where
is
in Texas?
Marsh McLennan. No, it's basically like I will be working from India, but
Okay.
it would be back office accounting services, and all the finance department has been set
Oh,
up
okay.
over here in Pune.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, and the second one is Marsh McLennan, which is also US-based
Mhm.
company.
That's great.
So
Yeah.
recently, I cracked a couple of interviews like last week only. So
Perfect.
yeah, in my current organization, I'm serving my notice period.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That's a
Sujit.
brief
Yes,
introduction about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, Ankush ji, please say something about yourself, Ankush ji.
Hey, hi. Actually, I'm out, but I just wanted to join this thing. So I'm Ankush. I'm working in Ericsson, working for T-Mobile project for United States
Mhm.
as a project manager. So managing their network, I would say node manager, these sites.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Ji.
Thank you.
So basically, your Ericsson is more kind of like your mobile and then working on the T-Mobile, right? So maybe there could be some joint venture, right? Like where,
It
okay,
goes like
kind
this,
of.
but however, it's it is a MNC, so yeah, it's
Okay.
it provides managed services to different vendors.
Oh, okay.
So it's providing its services to T-Mobile over
Mm-hmm.
there.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And next, Aditya ji. Aditya ji, please say something about yourself.
Hi, good evening. I am Aditya Vats. I I do BCom pursuing from Delhi University.
Okay. Thank you. Next, would like to go. It's not like Pankaj will tell you. You can also volunteer yourself.
Yes, Rajeev ji, it's and others is I like kids. So
Oh, okay. Got
he
it. Okay.
he is only joined for enjoy session, listening carefully.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Yes.
Is Vibhuti ji joining?
One second. Okay, now
Yeah. He sent me his resume and then wanted to discuss couple of things, right? So today we'll spend like 30 minutes on resume interview preparations. Okay. And then the rest of the time I would like to talk about SAP. Okay. Like why did we get this SAP? What is MRP? Couple of things, right? It's we all professionals, we already know, but all the other things like what is ERP and MRP, it may help kids to understand like business terminology. Okay. And then also my like all SAP screens, how to proceed. I have added a couple of videos, training videos in our Google Drive, right? So if you want to get that access, you can submit that request, and then you'll get that access. Also uploaded a couple of training books, like SAP training books, specifically in the area of order to cash. Okay, earlier it was known as sales and distribution. So that is easy to learn, and then there is no prerequisite. Like if you want to learn SAP, then you don't have to know any types of coding. Okay, so it's not like you have to be hardcore computer science person now. Right? See, in my background, like I don't have engineering background. I did my BSc from Bhagalpur University. Okay, so it should not be that you have to be engineer or so you should know coding if you want to become an IT professional. So there is no prerequisite for it. Okay. And Sujit will also talk, if we get time, about ESG reporting, right? That is a very upcoming area, right? Where you have profit loss account, balance it, right? All those things, your financial statements you have to produce for any company.
Yeah.
Pretty soon there is something called a green ledger, right? That will be added to this one. So only your profit loss balance sheet is not sufficient. You have to also produce your sustainability reporting. That is known like different terminology. There are different terminologies. One is a kind of ESG reporting, right? ESG is environmental, social, and G is corporate governance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll talk about that not in this today's session, but definitely I'll spend some time on that one too, and then probably I'll add a couple of more training videos on ESG reporting. Right. So in your resume, if you know ESG reporting, there are a couple of like GRI standard, right? GRI and SASB. Right? SASB is from IFRS. So if
Mm-hmm.
you are using your US accounting standards, probably you are already familiar with IFRS,
Mm-hmm.
right? So SASB is kind of a reporting platform where we can use that ESG reporting. Okay. So let me share my screen quickly. We'll talk about our like resume, right, which is very important. That is your first thing which you send it to any corporate, any company for any of your job. And this is for everybody, right? It's not there is no hard and fast rule like how to create resume. But what, like in my 20 years of experience working for like different consulting company, what I feel that what we should not do in resume. Okay, so let me share my screen. I have already like uploaded these templates and the cover letter in Google Drive. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. So before I go to resume, right, this is also very important. Sometimes, most of the time, right, we don't focus on this one, which is called cover letter. Right? We just say that, okay, my name is this, so this I would like to submit my resume. But we should also focus on that, like make it. You can keep this kind of template, right? You can change the name, like the different font and everything. You can do that, but this is also an important aspect, right? So first, of course, you have to write name, your address, like especially like your email address. If you can add your phone number over here, the date, and then where you are applying. Come this one, right? So in this case, I applied for BCG. BCG is another consulting company. It's a big consulting company, Boston Consulting Group. Okay. Then which position you are applying for, and then that's how you have to say. So this is like a recommended version, right? That how you can, and you don't have to create like every time, right? You just have to keep this as a template and then change from where you have seen this event. You can make it like this in website, meet all these things you can keep for all of your jobs. You can tweak this cover letter based on your requirement, right? You can tweak that definitely, but you can keep as a template. This one, your current employer, whatever your skill set is aligned with your job profile. Okay, you have to say that. So you already know, right, from your job profile, when you are getting these details, the job details from the source. So you have to align that, like whatever company, let's say example. If I'm working right now with Accenture, right, and I'm applying for, let's say, BCG, both are consulting company, then only I have to write my name over there. But if I have worked with, let's say, Walmart or any retailing company, and then if I am applying to a consulting company, then I should abstain. I should not write that name of that company, which is not in the same industry. So in your previous industry, if you have it is not aligned, then you should not write these things. Okay. So both are important. That these things are important because see, they want to know that how you can add value to them. Right? So it's a different Vibhutiji, it's not for you right now. Okay, but here in this case, when you are starting your first job, then you can keep it here your previous project also that also meant so your previous project, and then you can change something here, you can tweak this line. Okay, and then if there is any gap or something, right, let's say let's say it's a 3 years of graduation, right, but in Bihar if you are doing like BCom or BSc, it takes at least 5 years. So there's a gap, right? People will not know what did you do. It's very common in Bihar, but outside that doesn't happen. Right? 3 years course means it will be completed within 3 years. I don't know how it is there now in Bihar or in India, but yes, when I was there and I completed my BSc from Bhagalpur University, I started 1998. So it took almost 8 years. So something, but it is very hard to explain to other folks, right? Like why 5 years? So you can put something, some kind of reason or some kind of project to fulfill the gap. Any question till now? Like any suggestions is fine too, right? If we all of most of you are professional, right? So you can also add these things. This is like my recommendation.
So
Hello.
now we
So
Prem.
what is your thought?
Yes, Prem. Please say something about yourself also, Prem. And then after,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, Rajiv sir, first of all, good evening.
Mhm.
Sir, I just wanted to know about the difference between basically cover letter and CV.
Very
Maybe,
good, very important question. So basically, resume you are creating where you are writing all of your project work experience and everything. This is kind of supplement. Okay, so this is the CV. You have to have that, right? Your CV, resume, biodata. That is one thing, right? That's a different name of one thing. But here you are emphasizing that why you are suitable for this particular position. So this is kind of you can use this like let's say if you are sending an email. Okay, so email body, right? This you can use as an email body, and then you can attach that resume. It's anywhere, right? So wherever you submit your resume, there are always two sections. One is for cover letter, one is for your resume. Okay. So this particular cover letter is saying that why you are the person suitable for this job, which you cannot write in your resume. Did you get my point?
so
Cover
yes.
letter is resume is very important. Without resume, you cannot submit it, right? So that's
So
one thing.
any format having for kind of a cover letter and what content you have to put in that cover letter.
Exactly.
Any standard format is it?
Yeah, that's what this is my format. Like this is your format for your cover letter. Okay. So this is your format for your cover letter, and then I'll come to resume. So this is your format, right? So if you see here, and the email ID, you can add your phone number. You are applying, right? This is your template. Okay. And dear hiring manager, that's how you this is kind of your
Okay,
and then
name of
this
the
particular
company
position.
where you want to right?
Yes.
Okay.
Name of the company where you are applying, right? This is the date. And let's say if you notice here, it's in US dollar. Why? Applying for a job in India, it will be 05 and then month will come. Right? This is in US format. Name of the company, I'll upload. Right, let me see. So this one will be. I'll also change that font so you will know. Date, format, it will be different. Example, for India. That's why I actually wrote like June, right? Otherwise it will be 0605, not confuse them, right? So you can use this format too, but in India you write 05 June 2024, right? Like that, or July, whatever, yeah, or August. So you can see that, like, whenever you are applying. So this is just your job date format. Okay. This one is name of your company. Name of company where you are applying for a job. Okay. This is the name of the position, right? What position you are applying.
Okay.
Any question till here?
No,
Right? This is obvious. Your name, city, state, zip code, right? Postal code, email, and you can also add your phone number. It's optional.
so zip code, postal code, where we will find out because
That's it.
if I'm in Mumbai, so
Yeah.
what will be my zip code?
So let's say in Andheri, right? Andheri area, if you are staying in Andheri East, right? So 400059. That was my zip code when I was in
Okay,
Andheri.
maybe pin code would be the zip code.
Yes, pin code, postal code, zip code, it's all same thing. Zip code we say in India, in US. In US, it's a 5 digit. Your pin code is your, yeah. But that is not very super important thing because these things are. So the important thing will be your email. Nowadays, nobody is sending any applications to your home or something, right? It's just more kind of city. The reason why we ask for the city, right? The reason why we are looking for this one, if your job is in Mumbai, and then if you live in Nasik, then there will be some problem, right? Probably I'll prefer those people who is staying in Mumbai, right? If the job position is in Mumbai. If let's say in Mumbai is also big area, right? So I will get some idea, right? As a hiring manager, I'll get some idea. Oh, okay, this person lives in Andheri, right? That way. If my job is in, let's say, in Chakala or in Swift area, so I'll prefer those candidates who lives in already in Andheri. This is not very hard and fast rule, but that's what I will focus. I will see, right, where you are living. When you are for
Okay.
like first name and last name, right? Or you see, right now you cannot get something at Gmail, right? Gmail is the preferred one, but I got, let's say, Hotmail. I got this one, so I that's why I kept it like that. I have created this like 24 years ago. I'm still keeping that one. Okay, because but let's say if in that case, if you are writing some, try to write your like 4 digit, right? 2 digit your month, and then your year of birth. but never mention your date of birth in your resume. I'll come to that resume part. But any question, the cover letter. Why are we creating cover letter? And what should be the format? So now you are clear, right? What is the difference between CV and cover letter? So cover letter is not your CV or resume. Cover letter is more kind of supplement where you are saying that the hiring manager, I am the one who is suitable for this particular position. Okay, so that's what you are writing here. So I'm applying for this position here. This is your position, right? So you are, this is the position I'm here. This particular position. Where did you see this? Like you can put it there. Why this is important? This is important sometime. Like okay, so hiring manager will know. See, anyway, like when I come to the resume section, I will explain to you. But these things are also important for them. That I'm spending a lot of money advertising on a LinkedIn or any other job board. So I'm getting most of these candidates from which job board, right? So that will help me to reduce my cost. If I'm not getting any resume from, let's say, paper advertisement, right? Then why to spend my money over there? If I'm getting all these things from LinkedIn, probably I will keep spending money on LinkedIn, right? So this is more from their side, right? And then 90% of the time, right, people do not send your cover letter, the cover letter with your resume. 90% of the time. So this is one kind of differentiator, right? How your resume is different than others, right? Sujit ji, Atul ji, any comments? Will be welcome.
Sir, surname would be
Any
in
thoughts?
bold, maybe.
No, this time you can change it. You can change it something. This is like my format. You can change your font, your later. I'm more talking about contents. Okay, because this is my format, right? I will show you how why I have this one, right? Because I have different format, right? So your resume, once I will show you other format, right? Then we'll talk about what should be the format of cover letter. Okay, so I did that because I have some other resume which where I have used a similar kind of format. Okay, but yeah, do not look into right now. We'll talk about resume. Okay, so this one should be aligned with your resume. When I'm talking about resume, which format you are using, you can change this accordingly. Okay, and then where you saw this resume, your job, and then why you are saying that I am fit for this job. What is your ability to fulfill this job? Okay, so you can use this as your template and change a couple of things, and then this will be your cover letter, right? And this will be a differentiator. I'll not say it's a huge differentiator, but definitely, because 90% of candidates are not submitting their cover letter, so it will stand out. Okay, and it should not be more than one page. That's another thing. It should not be like you are writing whole like 10 pages of cover letter and then sending it to your prospective employer. Any questions, suggestions?
Hello,
Any question, you
Vibhuti.
can ask any question. Not a good question or bad question. Nothing is like that. Agree, disagree, that's also a good thing. Let's make it more interactive. Right? So Vibhuti ji, what is your take on this? Did you understand why cover letter is important?
Yes, sir. I do agree with you because even for internship, I applied almost in hundreds different companies, but I rarely get a reply from the company or manager
Yes.
send a cover letter with resume because
Yeah.
as you said, it will dot in.
I'll talk about that also. That in 100 of wherever you applied, why are you not getting this? Right? I'll talk about that too. What is the root cause of it?
For
Okay.
internship, I applied.
First Guru Mantra I'm giving you.
Mhm.
Okay. Never ever float your resume to your job board.
Oh.
Okay. First thing, you should not send your resume to hundreds of companies. What should you do? You should create one Excel spreadsheet. First thing, I'll talk
Mhm.
about that. But let's talk about this cover letter. And then,
Okay.
because see, if your resume is not on your some, you are not floating that, then what you, opportunity you have is you can tweak this cover letter and your resume based on the job requirement. I'll talk about that too. You see, right now AI is selecting your
Yes,
resume.
ATS.
Okay. Yeah. So AI, artificial intelligence is selecting your resume. Okay. So make
Mm-hmm.
sure whatever is there in the job profile, no, the job should be here and in your resume.
Mm.
It's kind of manipulation, right? But you have to do that. If you will not do that, you will not even get any call or any email, right? Because you have one resume where you are sending to hundreds of companies without knowing their requirement very well.
Yes.
Okay, so this is your opportunity, right, where you are emphasizing. And when I'm talking about this cover letter you can use a attachment or also as an email body. So every time you
Mm.
don't have to think, okay, what to write. That should not be like two-liner email, or that should also not be like 4 pages of email. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it should not by that, hey, hiring manager, please find my resume attached. Right? Anybody can see you that there is attachment in your resume. So that is not your cover letter, right? So create this as a format and then tweak it based on the requirement, right? So if there is some requirement, unique requirement, then you can share it here. Vibhuti, will you mind if I share your show your resume and how can you do that? Or I can.
So I will not mind. Please share it. No.
Okay. So let's say in this particular case, right? If you are seeing anything related to planning and building activities, right?
Yes.
Then update your resume accordingly, and then this particular part you can put on your cover letter, right? So
Okay.
if there is any requirement, any job description, okay,
Mm-hmm.
then put that, like, hey, I have worked in my previous project as an intern during my civil engineering intern at KCC Buildcon. I learned planning and building activities, QA and OQC lab, right? If you have these things in your job description, then definitely mention in your resume and in the cover letter. So it will the employer that you are the perfect fit for this particular position, and then you can see these things, right? My time at KCC Buildcon Private Limited, right? That way you have to tweak it.
Yes. Yes.
To get it, right?
Yes,
My
sir.
time
I get
at
it.
allowed me to hone my abilities in, like, all those challenging opportunities in building and planning, QOC lab and other things, right? So that's what you have to see in that job description. And then if you're sending this resume, send only to that particular thing, particular company. Then again, do not use this same cover letter for other company. So
Yes.
first thing when you are sending, create Excel file first. Like this is the, and this is for everybody, like even I, that's what I do. I, if you notice here, I'll show you one thing. Let it restart. So if you notice, if I have to apply for a job, how will I do? So I'll create a folder for, if you see here, Accenture, Bain Consulting, BCG, ENY, Google, KPMG, LYB, these are different companies name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So create a folder and then search what is the requirement. Okay, search their requirement from your LinkedIn, keep it there. If you need any help from, this is like I created using chat gpt. Okay, so put
Okay.
that description everything in the chat gpt and ask chat gpt to create something, and then it will based on the requirement. If you enter the chat gpt, you will get like these types of resume, and this one, taking this help, you have to update your own resume or your cover letter. Okay, so you don't have to spend much time that, okay, if I'm applying to 100 companies, right? First thing, if you're applying to 100 companies, create 100 folders, do some research, okay, get their requirement, download that requirement, okay, and then
Yes.
create a cover letter accordingly, like my other cover letter, right? So where I will change differently. This has changed
But
now,
in
because now I'm changing my different resume, and then I'm sending it different, right? Different company with different subjects. See, it's totally different, right? I'm sending that all those things right here. So you have to change that. So this cover letter and the other cover letter is totally different, right? Why it is different? Because the requirement was different. If I moved over here, put my phone number, and then other things, of course, LinkedIn profile. That's another thing, right? You can also update that LinkedIn profile here. Okay, and in companies, and then all those things totally different. I have over 20 years. Everything is, see, this one, this particular position, I have applied totally different thing. So I'm putting related to that one, right? Related to the job requirement. Because it is packaging, and do not leave any story, right? Make a career goal that I have to get this job, right? So that commitment, you should have that commitment. You should not apply where you are not very serious. That's another thing. Okay, so this, take it very seriously, apply, spend some time over here at what, how to write, and think critically, right? If you are a hiring manager, will you hire this particular person? Okay, so any question on the cover letter, and then I will come to, I will tell you what not to do when you are writing your resume.
one dot, sir. Sir,
Mhm.
should I मतलब कुछ चेंज करना जरूरी होता है रिज्यूमे के अंदर फॉर अप्लाइंग इन डिफरेंट कंपनीज?
बहुत ही जरूरी होता है, बहुत ही जरूरी होता है, क्योंकि योर रिक्वायरमेंट इज नॉट सेम.
Yes, yes,
Do you get my point?
yes. This is my point.
So you, yeah, your requirement is not same, right? Let me go to my LinkedIn, and then I will see that couple of positions. So if I go here, and then let's say I'm searching here SAP OTC, right? I'll talk details like when I will go to that SAP area. So if you see your director SAP architect, right, for retail. So think retail utilities. It's the same director role, but it's a totally different industry sector, right? Retail industry and utility industry, right? So when you are writing your resume, you have to show your project like this particular role. Then if you have worked on a utility company or utility project, you have to emphasize that, right? I have worked on a utility area. So what you will do, you will go here, you get their requirement. So see, most of the things will be same, but they will look for that. Okay, if you have worked on a utility, right? AI concerns, consider AI, building innovations, all these things. So you have to show that. See, utility industries. If you have worked in all industries, but you very little or no experience on utility industry, if utility word is not there in your resume, then trust me, your resume will not even pass the first step. which is like AI will check that. Nobody is like checking your resume manually. They don't have time. There are like hundreds of thousands of resumes are there, their database. So what AI will do, AI will search these things. Do you get my point? So it will search, okay, if you have the same word, same thing, okay, so copy the same thing from the job description and then try to fit that in resume somewhere where it should make some sense also, not like that just throw it in your resume. Okay, you have to write in a story where you have to I have applied for this sustainability, right? So sustainability is great keyword, carbon capture is keyword, right? So in AI they are looking at the system is looking these keywords. If these things are not there, like utilization and storage, it should be exactly matching, then only you will get your interview call. The first step, right? It will be resume will go to your hiring manager. If these things are there, it will not even go anywhere. Okay, so if you are applying to hundreds of companies, the call, this is the reason. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
when I'm saying should not get disheartened, like don't feel sorry about that. There is some workaround also for the same company, right? So think about it. If if this AI is not selecting you, right, because of your mistakes,
Mhm.
we are human. We are better than AI. Now you can fool that same AI. So how to tweak that your resume and then to apply to the same company? First thing, create your new email ID. Right? These are the key database settings, right? Like create your new email ID. Put your last name first, or Kumar as middle name, right?
Yes, yes.
Right. So Kumar Jha. I have to change. If I have to send the same to the McKinsey, and then because see, they will read their name, first name, last name, email ID, phone number, right? If they find it, then it will not even accept. It will take. It will give you a message that your resume is already in the database, right? So there are a couple of ways to do that. What are those ways? First, log in into their website and then change your resume totally. Okay, based on the resume which you will create, delete all those applications which you have submitted and withdraw those applications. That is one way. And upload your newly created resume in this format or like any format. You can choose any. I have uploaded 5 format and then I can give you more formats. Okay, but these are critical things. Based on the job description, put at least 10 keywords. Take it from, you can take help from ChatGPT. What are the keywords? And then try to fit in your resume. You get it?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
So Rajeev,
So Sujit ji, yeah,
one thing which I want to know that how about the phone number? The contact number will be same, and I'm sure that AI will definitely not skip that information,
that's correct.
and that is a critical information.
Yes, yes. So that's what I'm telling you. The first thing, try to log in into the same system, right, where we have updated resume.
Okay.
Withdraw your applications.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So these resume with newly updated information.
All right. So first we have to withdraw the um, application, and then we have to apply again.
That's correct. Yes, yes. Apply for the same. So wherever you have, then do not float your resume next time, right? So what you can do, based on the requirement, get that keyword, go to chat, like you can also, if you have already in that, based on that requirement, right? See, like I
So for cover letter,
Mhm.
I'm so sorry to barge in and
Yes.
interrupt you. Yes. So Rajiv, my second question is
Mhm.
that, and I may sound novice to this thing because the session got started and I joined little late, so
Mhm.
I don't know the difference about cover letter and resume, or maybe
Mhm.
CV you are pertaining with. So what I'm trying to say that there are few organizations that
Mhm.
they have some limitation to upload the document.
Mhm.
These are two particular documents, or you are asking us to create a cover letter first, and following it we can update our resume,
Okay,
the
very
same
good question.
document, or two
Two
different
different,
documents are
these
there?
are different documents. So yeah,
And
probably
what if
that's
they
why
are
when
not?
we started. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, and what if they are not allowing two attachments together? Because I'm sure I have
Mhm.
applied few few companies and they have only one attachment allowed to connect.
Very, yeah. So okay. So cover letter, right? So first, that's what I explained earlier, right? So cover letter and resume, CV, these things are totally different. Your resume, CV, and biodata is one thing. Cover letter is totally different thing. Okay. So you're right. Sometimes you have only one attachment, right? But when you are sending an email, right, with attachment, that is your opportunity, right? Where you will start from here. Dear hiring manager, right? Because what we do, two liners or even one liner. Dear hiring manager, please
Okay, so
find
you're
my resume
saying
attached.
that this will be the email, right?
Yes. So it
The
could
cover
be
letter
your,
will be email body and attachment will be a resume or CV,
exactly.
whatever
Yes.
is
Yes.
expected. All right, got it,
Yeah, because
got it.
see in couple of places where if you have cover letter, right, definitely you can use this template and font should be based on your resume, right? I have uploaded few resume. That's
Right.
what I was showing. So in one of my resume, I have this format, right? This particular one. So I'm changing. It look like the same person has created this. Okay.
Okay.
So your email ID, phone number, your city, and then like why things are important, right? Why city, state, and then zip code. In India, postal code is important, right? Because people will know, okay, you live in Mumbai and my job is in Mumbai, perfect. This is perfect aligned. But if you're living in Pune or Nashik, it will be difficult, right? So for Hajar, it will be easy to identify.
Right, got
Postal
it.
code, like my job is in right? And then if this person is in India, that will also be noticed, right? The second thing is, that's what I also explained, 90% of the people, they do not upload cover letter. Okay, if you have cover
True.
letter, then nobody even looks into the cover letter. The importance they do not understand. See, the cover letter is basically you are emphasizing that why you are the fittest person for this role. Okay, so this will be your differentiator. Right? And the third thing, what I explained, that your cover letter should be based on the job description. Right? If you have worked in this particular industry, and that's what I was explaining, that I see this particular position, right? This is director SAP position. One is in retail, one is in utilities. You're applying for your utilities, then look for these keywords. And I'm not saying that fake your resume. What I'm trying to say over here is, if you have worked in that particular industry, then emphasize that, put that in your resume. Right? I was explaining this particular resume. See, Vibhuti has worked in planning and building, right? He's in college now. Okay. So it is not his like work experience, but what he can tell, hey, if you see this particular planning and if you are applying to any construction company or anywhere, this is common thing, like any project management company, this will be the thing. So you can emphasize that in the same cover letter, that in my time at this particular company, so this will be your previous employer, or for freshers it could be your any internships opportunity or any kind of project which you build, right?
Okay.
So if you
So we'll be getting this this entire content anywhere, or do I need to copy this from somewhere?
no, I'll send it. I have already uploaded these things, right? I have uploaded these different multiple cover letters and multiple resume format. I have created a folder in our G drive
Okay.
and then share that link. Okay, so
Sure.
you have you have multiple cover letters, multiple resume template. Okay, I'll come to that resume. Okay, so once we complete our cover letter thing, because these things are important. The second thing is, like Vibhuti ji explained, he sent it to hundreds of resume, the same resume. Never ever do that. Okay, if you are applying, create like hundreds of folders for different companies. Okay, take it very seriously. Create one notepad, copy all those business requirements, like whatever requirements is there for that company. You can take help of chat gpt. GPT will give you this particular format. Okay, what are the keywords? Chat will give you like, hey, you should write these things. Okay, then try to fit it in your cover letter and in your resume. Okay, so basically, if you are applying for 100 companies, you will have 100 resume and 100 cover letters, right? Because first thing, create an Excel file and then write down all those keywords, like name of the company, right? Company name where you are applying, and then requirements, right? Like requirements, what are the keywords, right? What is the work experience they are looking, right? So based on that, you have to make whole strategy, right? Like if you are trying to sell something, right? If you are trying to sell something, what you should know? You should know about the product, right? So what you are doing over here, you are trying to sell yourself, right? Your skill sets. How they will know? And they don't know you. So these things is like kind of your packaging. You packaging yourself. If you are going to market to the mall, you buy that product, right? So these things help, like the packaging, the brand. So this is your brand. So you have to create that, okay? And then you have to be very aggressive, right? You should know who is that recruiter. Add that person, add that couple of other person from the same company in your LinkedIn. So you have to create LinkedIn profile, you have to add them. You should know everything about that particular recruiter also. Okay, Vibhuti ji,
Yes, sir.
listening?
Yes, sir. I'm listening.
Yeah, yeah. So there, these things are important, right? And then if you are applying to those 100 companies, and then also prioritize, right, your efforts. So where do you want to see, how to pursue for that particular opportunity? Okay, like I mentioned last time, right? Microsoft is fourth largest construction company, right? And then also talk about HPCL and other stuffs. So look for their requirement, create your. If you have already submitted, withdraw that application. If system is not allowing, play with your first name, last name. You can use that middle name also, right? Put this as first name, Jha K Rajeev, something like that, right? To make this AI create your new email
Yes.
ID. New email ID, definitely your first name and last name should be in your email, right? So creating email is also very important. The email ID which you are creating. Create a separate email ID for your job application. That should not, so you should not get any junk emails, right? In that one. A specific email ID, which whatever is your, it should not be like where you are getting, which should not be attached with your Facebook account. Come, just give me an example. Okay. So try to create that, and then Hotmail, Gmail, and Yahoo. I think that's these three things are preferred email. Okay, your LinkedIn profile should also be aligned with your skill sets. Example, now let's say now Sujit ji, right? If he wants to switch into IT, I'm just giving an example. In that case, update your LinkedIn profile also. You should not write like all those. Try to do something which you want to do. Okay, see, this is my profile. Whole life I was working on SAP, right? But now I am in SAP sustainability, right? Sustainability. So I change everything, like I worked whole life like on sustainability area. This is very upcoming area. So that is also very important what you write over there in your LinkedIn profile. and then whom you are connected with. Because after once before interview, right, that most probably recruiter will go to your LinkedIn profile. Okay. So any question on cover letter before I go to resume?
No, sir.
No. Let me stop sharing and then ask about thought. Okay. Just let me save resume. You can see Amarnath ji is there. Amarnath ji, any advice, any recommendations?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm listening. Very good
Good evening, sir.
conversation.
Yeah.
Good evening, Amarnath,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Thank you, everybody. I'm enjoying the conversation, and Rajiv is really guiding you all students very well. So thank you, Rajiv ji. Let's continue.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So that was our cover letter, right? So as for I think Niti, you asked that questions like there is no attachment, right? Then you can definitely use as email body.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And then why you are and based on the job descriptions, of course, right? If you see this cover letter and then other cover letter which I showed
So
earlier,
one more
it's totally
question
different.
arises here, Rajiv, because I'm having two different skill
Mhm.
sets. So now the question is, because it is intellect somewhere.
Mhm.
So if the requirement is related to quality, should
Mhm.
I mention that I have experience, like relevant experience in quality, but also I have this skill set which is actually not related to that requirement? So should I mention it, or I should only mention quality thing
It
there?
depends, right? Like if you have, let's say, if you have total work experience as 10 years, I'm just giving you some
Hmm.
giving an idea. I don't know how much you have got on HR side.
Okay.
Okay, so now how will you make this story, right? Like what is your story for the HR side? Which software did you use? Did you work for Workday or Success Factor?
No, I am right now in learning and development. I used to teach people. I'm in corporate training.
Mhm. Okay.
So So right now in soft skills, majorly I used to deal with soft skills, and now moving to quality. So handling a quality team
Mhm.
right now. So the thing is that I have to mention there are two skill sets
Mhm.
and two different skill sets. The requirement is right now I was just applying in Google,
Mhm.
and there was a requirement for quality manager that was somewhere related to BPO.
Mhm.
And then they have not mentioned that they need some quality or they need some soft skill related thing. But somewhere when I was searching the job description, there was only one keyword was there, that was quality. Should I apply that, or should I mention that quality is somewhere related to soft skill, that's why I'm applying this job? So how I need to present my cover letter?
Yeah. So in the quality, what is their expectations? What they are looking for? Quality for what?
Quality for their voice call audits and um, I guess chat audits and everything.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely. Okay. So first thing here, if you see soft, is you said skill soft, right? That's what you used.
Soft skills, right? Soft skills are related to, like, majorly they deal with communication.
Okay. So it's a kind of it's so you're talking about soft skills as a skill sets, or is this kind of software also?
Soft skills
Yeah.
is
Okay.
right now like British Council for they used to
Okay.
do different. But my part is to teach people how to communicate and
Mhm.
how, like, part of communication training or corporate training, you
Yeah.
may say, that how you have to be etiquette training and all that.
So exactly that's what you have to write.
Exactly, that's what I
Yeah,
applied.
that's what you
Okay.
have to write, and
But
then
the
how?
requirement,
Yeah,
but Rajiv, the requirement is to quality
correct.
manager. There is nothing there's somewhere, like down the line they have written somewhere that okay, we
Hmm.
need a good communication uh, manager
Hmm.
having excellent communication or sound knowledge about soft skills.
Correct.
Okay, so
Hmm.
that is somewhere like in a very small letter it is mentioned, but they are looking for quality. What if I,
So yeah, so your story would be,
yes, so
yeah.
if I,
So your story would be,
yes,
yeah. So
please,
your
please,
story
please
would
go
be,
ahead.
right.
Yeah.
You found the skill sets of like soft skills, right, which improve the
Right.
quality and productivity at your work environment.
Okay. Okay.
You get my point?
Got it.
So these soft skills are very critical, right?
Hmm.
So we live in knowledge economy now,
Right.
right? So soft skills like emotional, right? Like, yet any you uh, EQ, right? EQ is
EQ.
very
Right.
EQ is very important to improve the quality, right? Improve
Hmm.
the quality and productivity both.
Right.
So that is critical skill sets for any BPO,
Hmm.
right? So if your people are not motivated, right? And then you are expert in that area,
Hmm.
right? You are a
Right.
trainer soft skills, like to developing a soft skills.
Hmm.
So you have expertise in this, and then you can also prepare a questionnaire also. I'll give you a, okay, that's the thing, next thing, right, for interview preparation. Okay, but
Okay.
yeah, I'll come to your question too, right? But yeah, uh to do scripting, right, before your interview you have to do scripting.
Okay.
Okay, I'll upload a couple of questions and then proposed answers, like recommended answers, which I'll write it in there.
All right.
So in your story, right, because your skill sets is very high demand, right? So in India, there are, if you see the India economy and China economy, totally
Hmm.
different thing.
Right.
India is more service sector, right? And in service sector, we have to develop the soft skills,
Correct.
right? If you otherwise you will lose business, right? So if soft skills, let's say for the BPO, so you can make a story for your interview preparations, and then definitely you can write. You can think, you can get some ideas also for your resume, right? You can put a scenario, right, where one employee was not at all motivated, but uh, you thought that like, he's very active. That's what I make a story for my consulting industry. That one person was not motivated to work, but he has extraordinary technical skill sets, right? But he had some personal challenges, right? From some, I make a story that a person came from India to US, and that person was very stressed out, like, and then suddenly his productivity is very low, right? He was not motivated to work, and then I set up a call with him, and then what is the issue? Then came to know that he doesn't know how to drive the car, and it's a prerequisite to be in the US, right? If you are so, we had to take a bus, which took like 1.5 hours. The bus is we are in US, it's very bad like public transport
Hmm.
policies. Everybody has to get a car. So and then I helped him like that he was so stressful how to get a bus every time, like he has to leave that office early, right? And then it took a lot of time. Then I helped him to learn how to drive. I loan to get his car, and now he's very happy. His productivity is very high, right?
Okay.
So you have to help people. You have to work people to understand their problem, their issues. Anybody can learn, right? Anybody can then teach technical skills too, right? And you can go like SAP classes and other things to learn technical skills. So it is very hard to teach soft skills, right? And then you have expertise in that, right? The communication, right?
Hmm.
The
Okay.
communication is the key for any BPO, right? If
Right.
that particular person is not in a good mood, or she has some issues, right? So then what will happen to that particular business if you are getting a call and then that person can be rude,
Right.
And then people can lose their business, right? Because of just one BPO call. And if some person is rude, that could be hugely impacted to any kind of business, right? So your soft skills developed, and then you can put also some numbers. Okay, the productivity went up from the same. I'm not talking about productivity on the production floor, right? Productivity of any call, right, or anything. The same thing at I think you said British Council, right?
Right.
Yeah. So the visa numbers, right? Like let's say I don't know, I haven't studied, but you can think out. You did get my point, right? You can make story first. Okay. Think about
Mhm.
that. Then of course the productivity, and that will be keyword for you in your resume.
Okay. So they used to get
So,
SAP assistants actually.
mhm,
So the call they what they usually handle
mhm.
is from SAP calls. So that's why
Okay.
I thought to know that what exactly is
Yes.
SAP is all about. So that's why I came and joined
And
this session.
and it definitely can help you on that. If they are using SAP calls, I can give you bunch of things, and that will be a huge differentiator for you,
Right. Thank you so much.
right? Yeah. So there is an SAP. That's why I actually asked you that have you do you know about Workday or SAP Success Factor? Okay. So
Okay.
learn that, like you can Google it. I can also give you some link for Success Factor. You don't have to be Success Factor expertise, but in your resume, if you say that if you know Success Factor,
Hmm.
that will be a huge differentiator, right?
Right.
Because see, from that particular profile, nobody knows that what is Success Factor, what I'm talking about,
Hmm.
right? So anything related to Success Factor or even Workday will help your chance. It will boost your chance. Okay. I'll
Great.
send you a couple of things, but you can also Google it. I can send you that SAP help. You can go through SAP Success Factors and then see, even at British Council, right? Even if you have don't use that, right? But think about like anywhere, or you got some kind of training in Success Factor. They are not going to ask anything related to Success Factor, but in your resume,
Right.
that will add your chance.
True.
Okay. So yeah, so resume. If you was talking about the cover letter, right? So if you see this cover letter, and then other cover letter for McKinsey, right? It's those are competitors like McKinsey or BCG, Accenture. So it's totally different format, totally different things, right? Based on whatever the job description is. Okay. So yeah, all those things will come from you. You can like the way I explained, put it in the chat GPT, get some keywords that will help you. You don't have to look everything in detail, but chat GPT will give you in the perfect way. And then definitely in your case, you can put a lot of stuff related to project management. Because see, you have to do that planning, right? If you are training to some people in communication, you have to use first to plan. Right? You have to create your course. You have to select that, right? You have to create a syllabus. How will you handle it? Right? You have to conduct some kind of webinars or some kind of teaching methodologies, and then executions, right? How do you execute? So whole project management you can put it, right? Planning, execution, controlling, risk management, those things you can put it in. You can look into that details of. You can go to PMBOK, PMBOK, and then get a couple of things. So definitely write couple of. See this one, communication and reporting, right? Developing communication. This is perfect for you. Develop communication playbook for programs, status, all those things, right? Effectively communicate progress. Yeah, you can put that something here. Change that word. And internal and external stakeholders. Right? You can also put something cross-functional collaborations because you are already doing some cross-functional team meetings, right? So strategic leadership will be other keyword for you. Right? So these three things should be very important if you are doing for any soft skills, project management, or stuff, right? Or basically all four: program communication, cross-functional collaboration, strategic leadership. Okay. But that was really nice one. any other people, like, do we have any other case we can talk about? Okay, if not, then, oh yeah, do you have anything? Someone unmuted themselves. Okay, if not, we can spend some time on resume writing. Right? So resume like 5 different templates. You can use that. Definitely, I'll encourage you, wherever you are applying, create a folder, put all information, add that company to your LinkedIn. That is really helpful. That will help you, because what I think that if first thing, cover letter and then resume, after this AI thing, right? The biggest hurdle is your AI. If you don't have these keywords, it will not go to even to recruiter. It will not go even there. It will not go the first pass. Okay. After this one, it will go to your recruiter, and recruiter sees that LinkedIn profile. Definitely, that recruiter will go to your LinkedIn profile, and then if recruiters see that other folks from their own company are already part of your LinkedIn profile, then okay, this person is really good, and then knows, and then it's kind of like gives you that authentication, right? Like you are the correct person. Right? You are not just faking your experience. Any question on that related to LinkedIn? I will go later on probably how to write that LinkedIn thing. But definitely. So in this case, right, I was giving an example for like Sujit ji. If he wants to switch into IT, he has to tweak that his LinkedIn. Right, is only that accounting experience will not be sufficient. Okay, so yeah, that's what you have to write: company name, that business requirement, work experience, and then see if you are aligned or not. And then recruiter, and then LinkedIn. So this is also very important aspect of it for your job search. Okay, I have uploaded 5 different templates. Okay, so and it should not be beyond like 2 pages. Resume should not be more than 2 pages. This is one format. Just writing here. You can take this one, like whichever format. But if you are taking this format, then you have to change your cover letter accordingly. Okay, it's a recommended. There is no hard and fast way to do that, but that's what I would say. I have created a couple of cover letters which is aligned with this resume. Okay, so one can, you are free to change the color and font and other things. Most probably, like, see, this one these things are not like will very helpful, but yeah, this may attract them, right? Like, if hey, this is similar color, whatever you're saying. And then you can tweak these again, like skill sets. So any question on the template before I go to the resume, like what to write in the resume? Mostly like what not to write in your resume. Okay, so these are templates, you can look into that later on. So like we as I mentioned that during the cover letter, right? So you have same way, you can tweak it, right? If your resume is already there, try to withdraw it. If not, then change, put the last name first, then middle somewhere, so system should not recognize you. Get a new email ID, phone number. Probably in US it's a little different, but in India you can keep another SIM card for your resume purpose. if it is really required and if it is not allowing you to withdraw your resume, I think that is also I'll recommend it, but only in like worst case scenario where your resume really fit for them. But I think that you can definitely withdraw it. But yeah, if it is not working at all and if you are really looking for that particular job desperately for, hey, I need this job, but my resume is already there, system is not allowing me to withdraw or anything, and create another profile. Okay, here put that summary which should match whatever you have in your cover letter, mostly not exactly the same thing, right? And then you can put your skill sets. If it is technical side, you can definitely put all your programming and other stuffs, right? I don't know anything about programming, so it's nothing is there in my profile. But again, this should be based on your business requirement. Like here, if my chat GPT is suggesting to write all those things, patient reporting, functional collaboration, strategic leadership, probably I will add this. Okay. Your skill sets like system will also put it, or your still skill sets, program management, cross function. So yeah, this will chat GPT will give you this. If you have done any certification in that relevant area, definitely do that. Add it there. I'll come to also the certification part of where how you can improve your chances. With certification, you can do it quickly. I'm just going to cover later. Let's see the certification, education and training. So now, as we discussed, like it's kind of like knowledge economy. You learn whatever you want to know, and everything is available on internet. Couple of websites I would like to show where you can improve, you can learn, enhance your skill sets, and then it will be also very useful. Like if you go for certification, edX is one of those. Have you heard about this one, edX? Anybody?
Yes, it's a learning portal.
Yes. In this learning portal, if you see, you can get it from Harvard, MIT, all even IIT. There are whatever subjects if you want to learn, you can learn any programming or anything. You can if you have more than 10 years of experience and if you have not done your PMP certification, I will highly recommend for go for it. Okay, but other you can see let me see, this is women's leadership program, cyber security, this is project management. See, for the quality one, we can also look for this one, Six Sigma and project management.
Sir, any paid certification is it?
So, these are like free courses, right? But very minimum. These are free courses, right? These things you can start. It's a free. For if you want to go for certification, you have to pay. It will give you the verified certification. Niti, in your case, I'll definitely recommend you to put Six Sigma in your resume.
It's
Right?
already
Six
done
Sigma.
by Udemy, but I don't know anything about Six Sigma. I've started the course. However, I've completed over the black belt also. This is a green belt program, I guess. So I
Mhm.
have completed the black belt through Udemy.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. But see, the problem in the Udemy and then this one, the Udemy is not like any verified certifications, right? For certification, like it will go from you will get it from these institutions, right? Like Harvard, MIT, and then Stanford, IIT. So those you will get like their name also. Okay, so you can look it. But yeah, Udemy you can go for that black belt means nothing. But even if you have green belt or if you know, right, that will be really helpful. This is for let's say. But do you know for any other, like if you don't know the Six Sigma, I'm not talking about Unity, but because you have already done your black belt, Six Sigma is kind of quality check. for 3.4 defects in 1 out of 1 million products or services. Meaning, mean then, let's say in the same case like Niti was talking about, right? BPO. So if you are getting calls, interest calls, right? So there are 1 million call, right? There are only 3.4 calls doesn't go the way it should go. Okay, so this is very high quality standard that is known as Six Sigma. Okay, this is really good one for management. So Six Sigma is not only for the products. So similarly, you can make that your story for your Six Sigma quality check for communication, right? Any learning activity or whatever. Make a story. But yes, definitely this is very helpful. Like creating Six Sigma project management using implementing Sigma on your project or any other quality check. Any other quality check, you can put it any ISO standard or anything. But those things are critical, right? If it's the quality, if they are looking, then put some numbers also. Okay. And definitely you can enhance your skill sets in Six Sigma or any ISO standard certifications or any Prism. There are Prince certifications, Prince 1, 2, like it's in European standards. Okay, so those things, if you are going for quality, it should have there in your resume. Okay, so yeah, so if you don't have any associated certifications where you want to go, do that, enhance your skill sets, and then write in your resume. That would be good for your story. See, basically, what this is, right? What the interview preparations and the cover letter and resume is. You are trying to sell yourself. First thing. Second thing is you have to act. This is more kind of acting, right? During that interview, right? If it is Zoom call or something, it's more kind of so you have to be better prepared for that. Script everything. What you have to talk, you have to script and you have to practice it beforehand. Okay. So these things are critical. So I'll give you an example. So interview, right? If it is your Zoom call, in Zoom call you can play it around. Like you can. Let me stop saying. I'm not very good in this Google meeting. Okay, it's here. Okay. So let me. So if it is on Zoom call, right? Like make your camera perfect settings, put your lights on, or focus on your exactly like you are working in a drama. Okay. Keep your face eye contact. It is really difficult. Like in your Zoom call, it's really difficult to make that eye contact because you have to look in the camera, but we are tend to look into our screen. And that is the case. That happens to me too. But yeah, create your resume, create your cover letter, and scripting for interview. That is very important. Keep some like what they will ask. I'll also put some. I had created earlier. I give it to other candidates also for any consulting. If you, but for any industry, like tell me about yourself, what you have to talk. Okay, and then if other person asking like, do you have any questions? You should not say no. Okay, you should be ready also with your own questions, right? Okay, what would be the questions? Like, let's say the other people like did not talk. Niti was asking about Google, right? So what is Google's USP, right? Unique selling propositions for BPO service, right? It's because they are not on BPO. I don't know much about that, but in BPO, right? Why Google will be very successful in BPO? So you have to be also ready with your own questions, and then recruiters they like it. That hiring managers like these questions. If you are showing no, okay, I don't have any questions, like you are not very much interested in their company. So you should also ask a question. Okay, scripting will help you, right? So you should not deviate from there, and then you should be focusing on that particular part. do also practice, right? For your scripting, do also this practice. So Vibhutiji, did you get it? Right? So your resume preparations, create a different folders, and then now we'll talk like what not to write in your resume. Vibhutiji, if you don't mind, can I use your resume?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. So I'll use resume that what not to write. These are good. Like you now your resume will be much better. Like if you the format which I gave it to you, right? If you need any help, I can help you on that. The skill sets you can also put it on that different format. What you should not write, your hobbies and interest. What I have to do with your hobbies? That it doesn't matter to me. Okay. So all the like this is important, right? This is like motivating and increasing awareness of. So those things you can put in your summary. But listening music, watching Netflix, traveling, yoga, movies, reading newspaper, that thing we don't care. Okay, don't feel bad, but
No,
that's
sir, I'm not feeling bad. I'm just getting knowledge.
yeah,
It's really helpful for me for improving
yeah,
resume and all.
yeah. Resume that I told you, right? If you are applying to 100 companies, create 100 folder, do research first, like what they are look for the keywords, and then apply. Before that, and then again, do not put your resume in naukri.com or jobstreet.com. No, do not put your resume. Apply for a specific company, then change that hiring managers should see that, oh, okay, this is the perfect candidate which I am looking for. And then be serious for all 100 companies, right? Like wherever, or if you're not serious, do not apply. Second thing, right? If you are not serious, do not apply. Not waste your energy and time over there. Okay. So create your list of these companies and then make it kind of your mission. At each company, whatever I'm writing here, let's say for Niti, you have a Google, right? So make a mission that I have to get this job now. Okay, put that recruiter, and I just told you, right? Like I can help you to learn more SAP Success Factor and Workday. So those things, right? Things is like a huge differentiator. Because see, this hiring manager, they don't know about anything about Success Factor, but they only know that okay, we are at Google, we are using SAP Success Factor, right? So they will not ask anything related to that, but that will help you to make your story. You get it? So Vibhuti, for you also, like create a 10 list, right? And then add in your LinkedIn. Okay. So those things. So you can change your resume based on that format. Okay. The other thing, do not write like when did you do the 12th or 10th? No. These things doesn't matter, right? You have already completed your engineering. So definitely you also have completed your 12th and 10th grade. Right?
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, definitely not. Okay. Bachelor of Technology, make it something. Did you do any extra things like this civil engineering? What else you learn? Right? Maybe a project management is another thing which you have learned, right? Okay.
Mm,
Or if you have not learned, right? Like as I told you, right? Pursuing for PMP certifications, right? That is also very helpful. Or do you know about all thing about PMBOK, right? PMBOK is a kind of maybe I will do that another day. What project management, right? The whole project management thing. But for any industry, it could be like constructions or IT, even for BPO, project management is very important. Okay. So even if you have not completed your certification on PMP, you can see that pursuing for PMP certifications, or couple of other things. This is another one, like Six Sigma. Six Sigma is very important. Like if you don't know about Six Sigma, Google it, create one page of document. Okay. That's another thing. So whatever you are writing in that skill over here in the skill sets, create half page or like one page of a document on that. Right? I'm talking about those skill sets which you are trying to enhance. Like Nitin, in your case, it will be success factor, right? create one page, everything about success factor. Okay, practice that, right? So during your interview, you should see that, okay, that person, like the hiring manager will know that, okay, this person knows about success factor. Like, you can say, you can ask, okay, so which version of software you are working on? Probably the hiring manager will not know, right? But if they know, but you should also be ready, right? Okay, what is your roadmap on that? I'm just giving an example. It's not necessarily for the BPO thing, but yeah, you can ask those things. Which platform you have with this BPO, how it is connected. There's something called IVR. Look for also those things. Okay, and then create your own question and then answers, and then half page of document. So Vibhuti ji, back to you. So once you'll write here, right, you can see this, you all those QA related stuffs, QC, right, quality control, Six Sigma, ISO, SAP standards, those things you can put as your skill sets. Where is my resume here? So if you write here, right, in the skill sets, quality control, Six Sigma, right, QA, ISO certification, cost control. These things are very normal things, like cost control, staff training, work planning and prioritizations. Everybody knows that. Everybody does that, right? So that is your skill sets. Managing operations and efficiency, right? Budget management. Those things should be part of your skill set. At least try to write 10 or 15 your skill sets. And five should be exactly whatever is there in the job description. Okay, so now these things should not be there. 10th, 12th, no, definitely stick to with this your education, and then put something extra. You see, everybody is civil engineer or done a bachelor of engineering. How your resume is different? So in that case, try to do any certifications, right? Any like PMP or MIT, like anything. I did that, like sustainable energy from MIT. So those things, like you can enhance, and not only put your one, right, BTech, add a couple of things related to project management, and edX can help you on that. These are all big names, so this will definitely help you. If you are just adding it there, then you don't have to go for certifications. Why to spend more money on this, right? So just enhance. For learning, you can complete the entire course, and then you can opt for not getting certification. This is it's a free upgrade. Available is only for if you are to go for verified certifications. You can complete this like in 1 week or couple of hours. You can put it. You don't have to be expert. You just have to be ready with half page or 1 page of documentations about that, and then be ready with your story, that how, where did you learn this, where did you use this, like Six Sigma. Giving you an example, like you have to be ready with your own story, whatever you are writing with in your resume. So that's another thing, right? So once whatever you are writing in your resume for anything, you have to create a story. Okay, do that scripting that I use in this particular project. Like I will create another document also, what to expect like in during that interview, right? And what should be your answers, recommended answers. Okay, then it comes to your experience, right? You, of course, these things again, couple of things, these things you cannot change, right? But here you can manipulate based on, again, your job description. At least add a couple of things in your job descriptions, from job descriptions. Okay, if you have managed any budget or anything, you can write it over here, even if it is a small amount, right? But numbers are also important, right? As I mentioned, like if you don't have much experience, that's fine. You can write it, the date and other things, and then this is your place where you can add it, right? Job title, areas of experience, results, develop something, right? We studied this one to develop and implement enhancement, facilitate. What was the result? And put it there. So all these templates are there. You can create your, try to create your best resume, and then we can discuss like each of resume and then what to change. I'm also available. You can ping me on WhatsApp, and then we can do also like one-on-one session.
Yeah, Rajeev sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there any limitation for a person who wants to achieve career in project management, like a PMP, as you said.
Yeah, so in
Limitation
PMP,
in the sense, or like a person should have engineering background, maybe person should have science background. That person can only move to in this industry like that.
no, 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 no. PMP, this is that's what I said. Right? PMP is totally different. It's not like engineering background. So project management could be anything, right? Even if you are throwing an event, right? I'm just giving an example, right? If you are doing a birthday party at your home, so what do? You will create a list, right? Like whom you are inviting. Then what? You will create a menu, right? Menu for birthday. You will buy. Then you will go for procurement. You will go to shopping, right? You will create a list. You would have a budget, right? If it is something is expensive, it is going to beyond your budget. You will do a controlling part, right? And then there will be also risk. What is the risk? Those risks could be, if let's say if you are inviting 10 people and then only 7 people showed up. So whatever you spend, like whatever food you bought, that will go on waste, right? So you have to be ready with also. You will create a plan also to mitigate that risk, right? If you're ordering food, then you will limit that accordingly, right? And then if you are expecting instead of 10, there will be 15 people, right? So you have to also be ready with some extra food, right? Some contingency plan. And then execution will be your successful birthday party, right? Yeah, Manaji.
Yeah, I just want to interject, if you don't mind,
Sure, sure.
to just answer Prem's question or others' question also. That, for example, Prem, you are already experienced now, so your resume and your work will not be the same as of a new college graduate. So you all have to keep that in mind. That everybody is doing mathematics, but first we learn like what we call it algebra, and then trigonometry, and then calculus, and then differential equation. So as we progress, difficulty level is higher, and that should reflect also in your resume, that where you are in your experience level. Number one. Number two, project management, say for example in your case, since you are experienced, they expect you that you will relate and show your experience in your area, which is your banking, right? And so,
Yes.
project management, you will refer examples or experiences will be related to your area. Similarly, if I have to do it, then I will show it in engineering. Similarly, depending on what you are in. So all I'm trying to say is that tailor your experiences and your statement in the if you are experienced with within your area of expertise, and draw examples also from there when you write anything in your resume from your area of experiences. For a new person like you who are college graduate, I know many of you are college graduate, so I think, Rajiv ji, we need a class, a separate session just for new college graduate. Today's
Mhm,
session become more tailored to the experienced people, which is fine,
mhm.
but we have to help the new college graduates. How can they do their job search? Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely. No, thanks, Manaji. Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But to Premji, your questions, yes, definitely. Project management, there is no prerequisites. Anybody can do that, right? And then project, like every day we do that, right? So, but you have to put in your resume the way you did for your work, right? So you have to create your own story, right? And that's the ultimate goal, right? So,
So we can move my career from banking operation to PMP also, right?
yes, definitely. Yes, yes. And even see in the banking side, right? Like that's what we last time we also discussed. The banking side, like if from finance banking, if you want to go for IT, right, that is also a possibility, right? So because which software you are using right now? Is it SAP, Oracle, or any other ERP?
Pinnacle as well as Pinnacle.
Yeah, so Pinnacle, right? So it's right. So you already know the process. What you have to learn a little bit, enhancing your skill sets in SAP area or Oracle, right? Oracle is really successful in successful ERP package for banking sector, right? Like if you're talking about like any investment banking and other things, so yes, that is the possibility. The other things could be your ESG, right? Sustainability reporting, because if this particular area is very upcoming, and then everybody has to abide by that, and we don't have any professional in that area, very less, right? Think about that. If it becomes compliant, that okay, your profit loss and balance sheet is really, it's a requirement, right, for last 70 years. So
Yes.
your ESG, the green ledger, will also be a requirement if it is a compliant, that every company has to do that. So companies are doing it voluntarily right now. They also say sustainability reporting, right? But this is more kind of voluntary work, and then the way we get that report is meaningless. This is not linked with your financial statements. Yeah, so that is like very upcoming area, and there will be huge demand in that area. And definitely we will, anybody, like any organization will hire only those people who is working the banking sector or the finance or accounting sector, right? I'll give you an example, right? So for banks, when you give that loan, what do you check? The credit history, right?
Correct.
That's what you check, right, for the giving loan. But for you, if you're giving loan for a project, then you will also, there will be another aspect of it in the risk management side, the environment risk, right? So then you have to study whenever you are giving to any company, what is their GHG emissions? Are they compliant? Are they producing these results, right? What is their scope 3 target? Right? They have to reduce their scope 3, let's say by, everybody has to reduce their scope 3 target by 2035. Like the goal is to reduce 70%. By 25, 2050, all these companies has to go as a net zero. So who will be the verifier? Who will do the auditing thing? Right? Or is it just someone that just wrote it like there's a terminology called greenwashing? Is it just a greenwashing, or what is the fact, right? So there will be like huge demand in that particular area. We'll talk sometime about ESG reporting, sustainability reporting, right? In that area, the growth is huge in that particular area.
And sir, what about big data?
See, big data is another thing. Like, but big data, if you think about from your career alignment perspective, then you have to think that where, what is your interest and what is your skill sets. Sometimes what happens, we are interested, really interested in something, but we have already worked a lot, right? Like if we have already worked 20 years, it is really challenging, right? And sometimes if your skill set is not aligned, then you have to start from starting, right, from initial stage of that, from that particular area, in that particular area. So what I advise to, better to adapt those particular skill sets which is aligned with your area, and then there is a huge opportunity, right? For big data and other things, yes, there is a good career, but this is more like if you have your expertise in, let's say, data mining or other any analytical reportings, if you have worked in that, yes, definitely it's a growing area. But if you want to be, see, there are always like in consulting or in anything, right? So there are two aspects. One is functional side, one is technical side. Okay. So in my case, I don't have engineering background. I don't know any coding. Okay, but I'm in IT for last couple of years now, 20 years, over 20 years now. So I'm in more kind of functional side, right? I know business processes and then talk to technical folks to like how to accommodate those business requirements using technology, right? So in your case, right, if you are handling technical side of it, right, from finance side, then definitely big data could be your area. But if you are more kind of accounting, then accounting and banking operation side, then it will be more functional area, will be more aligned with your skill sets.
Okay.
Okay. But definitely, yeah, we can talk, and then yeah, we'll see. So Pankaj, it seems we will be late. Like if I do not want to start SAP now, just because SAP will take time, I can show the screens and other things. But I have uploaded couple of SAP training videos, like introduct, like if you have to start from beginners, right? How to start that, and then I have also uploaded a couple of SAP books. Okay, so if you're really interested in SAP, go through those videos, and then next time we'll talk about SAP. Okay, and I will start from MRP, right? How SAP evolved. What is ERP, and then who are the big players in ERP arena? And we'll start from MRP. How even ERP came up in the picture. Most of us already know that what is MRP, but we'll start from there for new folks, right? Like who is not worked in the ERP area. So that's how we'll start. So this 13 minutes we can talk about any other questions related to CV, resume, scripting, interview preparation. We can discuss. It's like it's open forum.
Thank you so much for your guidance, sir.
No issue at all.
Sir, I have one question
Sure.
specifically related to my upcoming career aspects.
Mhm.
So, actually, the main problem is in civil construction field. I am from Tier 3 college, so in a
Mhm.
starting time, they give very less money to freshers. So I don't
Mhm.
know which skills should I acquire to get a relatively higher salary,
Yeah.
specifically
So
align with my degree.
correct, correct. So in starting, right, like what I will say, see, salary wise, differently. Like first, you have to decide what do you want to do. It doesn't matter that if you have worked in the civil engineering, you have to work in the civil area only, like construction company only, right? It will add that because of your education, but it doesn't matter that you will stick to that area. So in my case, I did my BSc chemistry, right?
Mhm.
And I'm an IIT. So there is nothing like what you want to do, you can achieve that without like it's not like you are stick with you that. Okay. So now, so you have two choices. If you want to be in construction industry, well and good, no issues at all. And then I will tell you how to work on that salary part, right? In that same industry, how can you achieve that? The other things, if you want to jump into IT, right? In IT area where we have huge job opportunities, so like evergreen, especially in the area of ERP, right? I can definitely help you on that SAP. You can learn that skill sets, and then you can achieve your other target, right? So when I'm talking about SAP, right, salary perspective, right, in India, 2 to 3 experience, you can easily expect 20 to 30 lakhs, okay, which will be difficult in that construction line.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
Yeah. So in SAP, it's like it's salary wise, it's a really good career. Okay. Now, how you can achieve this, right? Like the starting, what I will tell you to focus on the project management, right? Because you are from functional, you should be in functional area. It's not very difficult. Yeah, Marji. And even for your
This is
civil
Aditya
engineering
ji.
side, right?
Sorry, Aditya ji, you have any question? Sorry, Aditya ji was right hand.
No issues. And Vibhuti, as I told you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, whatever I can work on your resume, right? And then identify your companies where you want to apply. So you have both areas open, right? You can jump into SAP also after 2 years. Now also you can start in that area, right? Because companies are not looking at okay, you have to be computer science engineering or always from tier one colleges. No, that's not the case, right? Because see, if you are looking for the college, then see if I have to look tier one college, tier three college, if everything is same, I will choose candidates from tier one college for sure. Okay. But if I see that this candidate has the same profile, but tier three colleges has something which I am looking as a recruiter, right? Like SAP or any other functional area or any sustainability, project management, Six Sigma. If I have the same resume, probably at that time I will more inclined with the skill sets of the candidate. I will not look for which that person has done college from which university. Okay, but yes, and then do not get disheartened. Okay, do not get like disheartened that hey, I've applied for 100. Now you know the reason why it is not there, right? Why your resume is
Hi,
not
sir.
selected.
I am Aditya.
Yes, yes, Aditi.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Uh, since I am doing BCom program from
Mhm.
DU, which SAP course I should do?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. First thing, in becoming SAP consultant, first stop saying SAP. It is SAP. Okay, that's because that's what you have to learn that, and then in SAP, your you have two choices, right? One is FICO, like financial and controlling, right? But what I will recommend to go for OTC, order to cash, and that's what like I have uploaded all those videos of sales and distribution. It is easy to learn, okay, and then it is everywhere. Like all these companies sell products, right? So it is easy to learn, and then you will be able to utilize your skill sets, okay. And then as I mentioned, right, it's more project management, learning these skill sets. Commerce will help you to understand couple of areas, right, in that ERP. So that's what we will look into that next time, and we'll start like SAP. And Vibhuti ji, please reach out to me. Like I will also help you to first definitely try to change your resume drastically, right? Withdraw all your applications from wherever you have submitted, okay. And then for HP, right, I will talk to I know a couple of folks over there. Let's see if I can find something for you in HPCL.
Okay, sir. Sir, but the actually my prime focus is earning a good amount. Seriously, doesn't matter if it's aligned with my degree or not.
Yeah.
And
So that's what I'm saying.
basically,
Mhm. So that's not the correct goal, right? So see, earning amount is one thing differently. It's very important, right? But your interest also matters, right? Your interest in skill sets also matters. Okay. So if everything should be aligned, then only you should choose that career path. Right? We should know the pro and cons, right? Where are you going? So we should understand. Set up your career goal. Okay. And then usually when I tell people to do the SWOT analysis, right? Do that SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is basically strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, right? What is your strong area, right? That will be your S side strength. Then weaknesses. What are your weaknesses to achieve your goal, right? And then how can you overcome with your weaknesses? Okay. What is your plan? You have to plan for your weaknesses, and then opportunities and threats before choosing your goal. Yeah, Amarnath, please add something.
Yeah, I just want to say a couple of things. Like Bhuti, you mentioned that your goal is to earn the maximum money. Yes, almost all of us want to do that one. But there are three things which we keep in mind. One thing is that once you say, for example, there is a lot of money in the area we hate. If you go to work there, maybe for few months you will be happy, but after that you will feel dissatisfied, and then you will quit it. So that is not the approach, right approach. I should not say the right approach, appropriate approach. So let's look at three things which I learned in my career as a hiring manager for a very long time at Intel. That uh, there is organization one. So organization has a need requirement, then organization is looking for people whatever job we need. For example, say you are a civil engineer, I just take your specific example. Well, uh, a company like Intel has to start a new fabrication facilities which is going to cost $20 billion. It requires thousands of engineers, and especially the civil engineer, because that's what you will have to create a clean room fabrication environment, and then people like you will be needed there. So that is one example I'm giving, but the point I'm trying to make is that organization has a need, and organization is trying to fill those positions. Okay, as an individual, you have your skill sets, your background, your what you call overall personality, and you can be hired by the company. So that is what. So there is match, one to one you have match. But third important thing is that companies all, basically, you as a civil engineer you have a match, but company is also looking for specific skills for different types of job sets. And that is also, you have to improve, you have to earn those skills, or if learn your skills. And if you have a deficiency, then you have to keep improving and keep learning constantly. In the job market, you have one thing for sure: everything is changing. And so everybody should think that constantly you have to upgrade yourself. Just like telephone, you upgrade every 2 years. You have to, I mean, I did my mechanical engineering when I was in India, and then I worked for a few years in the civil engineering for the government. And then when I came to America in 80s, did my masters and all that, then I switched to the semiconductor engineering, like Intel and IBM making computer chips. So you don't stay in one thing. It is a gradual shift happens. Like, for example, I was an engineer, so I kept moving in engineering career at a different thing. Similarly, you are a civil engineer, you started with a civil engineering, you have a huge scope, I mean, on engineering side, and everything is open to you. That's so it's not that you will hold your career, like Rajiv ji said, you are going to be doing one thing. No, you just keep adapting to a new environment. And that's true for everybody here, that whatever area you are. Because also keep in mind that you will get bored doing the same thing after 2 years. Most of us are engineer here. We get very bored very easily. If you have to keep doing the same thing for 2 years, you need internal change. Okay, so you have to keep tweaking it. So keep enhancing, always be on the learning path. You should never think that what you learned in school and college is sufficient. And nowadays you have a lot of places. Rajiv ji is already showing you ropeway. So that's one thing. Second thing is interview. uh, what they are looking, because interview is not like a 2 hours interview nowadays. I'm talking about the United States. Normally, we, for the fresh graduates, we have interview for maybe 2 hours interview time. And 2 hours interview times, like four people will be interviewing you for half an hours. And of course, one slot will be by HR, one will be the hiring manager, and two will be the other content experts. So that's how it happens. So basically, you have to keep in mind that you have to, all the four people who are interviewing you, they have different requirement, they have different goals. So one answer is not right for all four of them, right? So you have to tailor your answer. HR is looking for something different questions to answer. Hiring manager is looking for exactly what he needs. And then two other experts are looking that, well, this guy is capable of doing the job or not, is he able to communicate or not, is he going to manage the stakeholders or not, is he going to have a uh, project planning and control or not. So these are the different people you have to satisfy in your interview. So you have to keep all these in minds, and constantly adapting to yourself. Even if you go internal jobs, you have to do all these things. Okay. So just I wanted to share a couple of thoughts before it slipped from my mind. Thank you.
Yeah.
Back
So,
to back to Rajiv ji.
yeah.
You.
Thanks, Amarnath ji. Yeah, definitely. And then Vibhuti, I'll give you one task for you. Search
Please.
sustainable building. See if it is this area if you are really interested. Sustainable building and sustainable city, where we
Okay.
need there is a huge demand of civil engineers. You know what sustainable building is? Yeah, it's more
It is
kind of
kind
if
of
you're building.
green building construction, something like that.
Yes, yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is like very upcoming area. And then see, we have say sometimes I'm more like because I'm in that particular area, right? So it's more core, it's more core area. I'm trying.
Mhm.
Sometimes I intend to build everything related to environment and sustainability. But yes, for this civil engineers, this particular green building concept, right? It is very upcoming thing. And then as I mentioned you last time also, right? So Microsoft, right, a huge constructing. Microsoft is fourth largest construction company. It's $20 billion construction company. And then they are working on this concept of sustainable building. So it's a huge opportunity, right? So these words, keywords in your resume, then it will attract hiring managers, right? Like, okay, what is your concept? Think about it. Use your civil engineering brain. Like if you have to design a building, how it can be sustainable, right? How it can produce electricity, right? How it can be net zero, right? How can you make a plan for reducing waste or no waste, right? Those kind of things. Think about it. Like a case study, write an article, and then there's definitely parallelly we'll be working on your resume, work on your resume, cover later, and then let's connect. And then if you can come up with let's say 4 or 5 jobs for job descriptions, okay, and then we can work with your resume. I can work with you. I can spend time one to one, okay, on your resume and cover letter. Okay, get that 4 or 5 jobs, job details, and then and withdraw from all like you know what why it is what is the obstacle, right? Because see, if
Yes.
just submitting your resume does not mean interview call. And as I mentioned you again, do not get disheartened. It doesn't matter if it is tier 3 colleges. We always like we have to struggle to get that first job. I got my first job in Mumbai after 53 interviews in SAP. Okay, because I was doing the same thing. Okay, create one resume, send everything to all companies. That doesn't work like that. It's like hard to learn. But yeah, yeah, Manachi.
Yeah. One more thing for the new graduates, which I want to say that um, I come from village, and I remember when I graduated in '78. I had no place to go to, right? So I finished my almost like examination and came to my village, and then from the village I was applying for the jobs, and nobody was there to guide me. I was the first engineer in my chola of the village. That hey, you are completely wrong. You have to go to the places where that jobs are, right? So that is what also I see still that trend. I was just in this meeting, and I remembered that one of my family member, he is doing computer science. He's looking for job, and he is in the village. So I just texted him that he should join this meeting, and also I advised him that no, you need to leave the village, go to city like where the computer science jobs are, rent a place, do whatever, just like your parents have spent money on you on the 4 years of college education. Ask them, they have to spend one more year for you to find a job. so so that is also important, that we need to educate our folks that you have to go to the places where the jobs are. Change your city when you are looking for a job, especially when you are new to this. Thank you.
Yeah. So thanks, Amarnathji. See, we struggle is part of our life. We definitely understand that pain, right? To get that first job. So, but yeah, we are here to help you for sure. Okay, and then let's connect. That's all for today, Pankajji. And then let's see
Yes,
meet
yes.
again at
Thank
the
you.
same
Thank
time.
you, Rajeev ji. Yes.
No issues.
Now it's 10:07.
Yeah.
We will meet next
Yeah,
Sunday once again.
Sunday,
Yes,
next Sunday, the same time, and then we'll start. We'll try to recap
SAP.
like whatever
Yes.
we did, and then yeah, folks, people like come with your resume in the new format, okay, in a great cover letter, and then Niti, all the best for your job search at Google.
Thank you so much, Rajeev sir. Thank you so much, Amar sir. It was really nice thoughts which you have shared with us, and I believe this is really motivational. I also come from same place, Bihar, and I believe that we need um, your type of people, your kind of people, you both. I'm talking about who can motivate us that how we can sustain and how we can fight the battle. Thank you so much.
So, Niti, are you in USA?
No, sir, I'm in Noida.
Oh, okay. All right. Anybody here in is in USA from the job seeker side? Because right now we don't have enough people.
Yeah.
I am a retired quality manager, and I every day get 5-10 emails that can you come back to work. So uh, that is another thing you have to keep in mind. Sometimes you have to change the place and country. Maybe India is crowded, there are not enough job there or whatever. But hey, if you somehow manage to come to United States, probably you will be like there are too many jobs, you have to swim in the job. So you have to
Would
keep
be
thinking
happy,
that
sir.
one too.
Would be happy to be there, and I'm just seeking for an opportunity. If there will be any chance to give an opportunity to our kind of people, I would be definitely happy to be there, sir. Join
Yeah.
you there.
So basically, that is you have to just like he mentioned about the LinkedIn,
Hmm.
and that is your big source. Nothing happens in one day, so you
Yeah,
have to start
agree.
connecting to people. For example, let's say that you are targeting Google,
Yeah,
uh, and you want to switch to job in Google in the United States, then
yes.
you start going there, and you are in the Google. You start looking who are the people there. Let's just start with, say, for example, Jha Misra Thakur Chaudhary, right? That's what is the comfort level. So uh, start doing from go from there, and then slowly see that what type of your skill is, and then find kind of gravitate towards the people and the jobs there, and then you start connecting with some of the people gradually, and make them friends first, and then slowly start connect. Then people are very nice in this country, they can help you like guiding, is everybody does here volunteering part as a mentor. So you can connect, and then gradually you never know what can transpire from there. That's one way. Second thing is that, of course, if you happen to, if you are still interested in doing the studies, I always encourage everybody that even if you have finished your 5 years of job in India, that's when I came to United States as a student. So still you are young, you are not too old. So you can come to this country as a student, and once you come as a student, it takes about 2 years to finish the college here, master's program. And then by the time you finish your, then you can use the placement of the university. Almost 100% students get job here if if you do a master's from the American universities. Especially right now, there is so much so much shortage of engineers in any kind of field. I mean, when I say engineers, means banking is also included, because half the bankers are all the software engineers, and economists, and they all do the data sciences. So don't forget that option also, that while you are young, you can come to this country. And now India and the US have a very good relations. When I came to this country in 80s, that was the America and China relationship was there. If you are a Chinese student, every university have red carpet for you. They give you assistantship, fellowship, all those kind of things. But for Indian students, it was like no, no, no. Right now, you are not our priority. But now things have changed. So in my days, it was like you come to this country, you come up with your money for a semester, and then after a semester, door opens for you, like they give you financial aid so that you don't have to spend any more money for. So don't forget that is also another option. When you are young, you don't have any liabilities, you are still single, you can jump rather than jumping the ship, we call it in this country, from one country to another, you can jump the country, you know.
Mhm.
It's easy. And everybody is right now in favor of the Indian students. There is a very good image about Indian students right now. Like you might have seen the Trump speech recently, who is most likely going to win this country. He said that, well, while we want to stop immigration from the other countries coming to United States, we want to open the door for Indian students, especially those who are here coming to do the masters. He said that we have to make sure that they don't go back, because once they go back after studying from America, they become crorepati back home. We want to stop them. We want them here to stay and grow the business in this country. So it tells you that right now there is a very high respect for Indian students in this country. They are loved by all the companies, and that is because Rajiv ji and I, people like us, we have contributed and we have made name for Indian students, right? Indian people. So we have very good image in this country right now for Indians, and this is a very good time for you guys. None of you are very old. I'm looking at your pictures right now. You all are young. You can jump the country. So that is another possibility, that you can go from one level to another. I don't know what is the salary range in India. I can simply tell you that if you come and do masters in 2 years, your salary range go from anywhere from 100,000, 80,000 to 150,000 range. So you can imagine, suppose if you are top-notch computer scientist student, you will be hired by Oracle or Microsoft for 150,000. If you are base level engineering anything, 80,000 is guaranteed. So 80,000 means almost close to 70 lakhs is year. So you can divide it. I don't know what is the salary right now for the Indian Indians who have worked in industry for 5 years. So you can compare yourself there, see what kind of jump you get. Second advantage you get coming to here is that there are thousands and thousands of Indian students in India who go to job and they start doing job. If you jump the country, you will start here. Say for example, if you are in the computer science, rather than being one of the software engineer of India milling every day, you will become the manager here. You will be collecting the job requirement and you will be directing the job requirement to Indian software engineers. So suddenly you find yourself in another league as a young kid. To get there in India, probably it will take you 20 years to be at that level. But here, by jumping the country from India to United States and getting a degree and 1 year of experience at work, you can become a manager. And now your counterpart in India is 20 years older than you. You will find that, and probably still you are making more salary than what he is doing in India. So don't exclude that one. This is a very good time for Indians to come to America, because friendship between the two countries is increasing, and we have the advantage. We speak English. We have a very strong work ethics, so we are liked by American corporations very well, and that's why everybody's back office is now in India. There is not a single company you can think of whose back office is not in India. For every engineer we have here, probably you can think that at least there are two engineers in India right now, and this ratio is continue to grow. So I would also say to all of you that explore that possibility also. You can directly, there are different ways. Like you can come as a student, you can also get a transfer from your company, see opportunities, how it is, line of things, come for a conference and stay back here. Once you are in this country, nobody is going to throw you out because of the uh, 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 So there are many ways you can do, and probably Rajiv ji and I can have another session that how can you come to this country, what are the different options you have in another session. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Amarnath ji. Yeah. Definitely, yeah. Let's do that too. Okay, I think that's all for today. Pankaj ji, let
Okay,
me
Uh,
know.
okay, Rajeev.
Thank you so much, Rajiv sir, and thank you so much, Amarnath sir, for guiding us for specifically related to the career and all.
No problem.
Guys, take some rest. We'll have another session next Sunday.
Sure.
Bye now.
Yep.
Sure, sure. Bye bye,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you so much.